In April 1945, Europe lay in ruins. Cities were reduced to rubble, millions were dead, and one man, once worshipped as a savior by his nation, was now hiding underground, surrounded by concrete walls, fear, and the echo of defeat. This is the story of how Adolf Hitler, the dictator who plunged the world into the deadliest war in human history, fell from absolute power to total collapse. This is not just the story of a death. It is the story of delusion, desperation, and the final days of the Third Reich. At the height of his power, Adolf Hitler seemed unstoppable. By 1941, Nazi Germany controlled most of Europe. France had fallen, Poland was crushed, Norway, the Netherlands, Belgium, one by one, they surrendered. To millions of Germans, Hitler was a genius strategist, a man chosen by destiny. But behind the spectacle, fatal mistakes were already unfolding. Hitler believed in his own myth. He dismissed advisors, ignored intelligence, and trusted ideology over reality. The greatest mistake came in June 1941. Operation Barbarossa, the invasion of the Soviet Union. What Hitler thought would be a quick victory became a war of attrition. The German army was unprepared for the Russian winter, overstretched supply lines, and fierce resistance. From that moment on, the war began turning against him. The turning point came at Stalingrad. In early 1943, the German Sixth Army was surrounded and destroyed. Over 300,000 troops were lost. It was the first time Hitler's army suffered a total defeat. But Hitler refused to accept reality. He blamed generals. He blamed traitors. He blamed everyone except himself. Meanwhile, the Allies were closing in. The British and Americans bombed German cities relentlessly. The Soviet Red Army pushed west, reclaiming territory. Italy fell. D-Day was approaching. Germany was losing the war on every front. Yet Hitler still believed in miracle weapons, secret plans, and unwavering loyalty. On July 20th, 1944, something unexpected happened. A group of German officers attempted to assassinate Adolf Hitler. Colonel Klaus von Stauffenberg placed a bomb in Hitler's headquarters. The explosion tore through the room, but Hitler survived, only minor injuries. For him, this was proof of destiny. He believed fate itself protected him. The response was brutal. Over 7,000 people were arrested. Nearly 5,000 were executed. Anyone suspected of disloyalty was eliminated. Germany became a nation ruled by fear, while defeat loomed closer. By late 1944, Hitler was no longer the man seen in triumphant speeches. He was physically weak. His hands trembled. His posture slouched. His mind fractured. He lived increasingly in fantasy. He ordered armies that no longer existed, demanded attacks without soldiers or fuel, refused retreats, even when defeat was certain. Inside his headquarters, maps were updated with imaginary divisions. Reality no longer mattered. Berlin was being destroyed above ground, while Hitler retreated deeper underground. In January 1945, Adolf Hitler moved into the Führerbunker beneath Berlin. It was cold, cramped, airless. As Soviet artillery closed in, the bunker became a tomb waiting to be sealed. Around him was a small circle of loyalists: Joseph Goebbels, Eva Braun, a few generals and staff. Above ground, Berlin burned. Civilians fled or hid in basements. Children were forced into combat. The city was collapsing. Yet Hitler refused to surrender. To surrender, he believed, was betrayal. On April 29, 1945, with Soviet troops only streets away, Hitler did something unexpected. He married Eva Braun. A brief ceremony, no celebration, no future. The next day, April 30th, 1945, Adolf Hitler made his final decision. Inside the bunker, he said goodbye. Then, behind closed doors, he took his own life. Eva Braun died beside him. Their bodies were burned in the garden outside, according to Hitler's
Hitler's final orders. The man who once commanded millions died hidden underground, defeated and afraid. Days later, Berlin surrendered. Joseph Goebbels killed himself and his family. The Nazi regime collapsed. Germany lay in ruins. Millions were dead, cities destroyed. The truth of the Holocaust would soon be revealed to the world. The empire built on hate, fear, and violence was gone. Adolf Hitler's fall was not sudden. It was the result of arrogance, blind ideology, and the refusal to accept reality. History shows us that absolute power, when unchecked, leads not to greatness, but to destruction. The fall of Hitler is a warning, a reminder, and a lesson humanity must never forget.
If you found this documentary insightful, like the video, subscribe, and share it, so history is never forgotten.